We live? We live?
We're live. We are live.
Yes, 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 yes. We're back again. I'm very, very excited about this, about what we're going to do today because we're going to talk all about home studio. And obviously, I have a bit of a challenge here where I am because I'm on my boat and there's space issues. I'm going to ask him a lot of I'm going to ask Junaid a lot of questions about that as well. But we have Tim, my producer, Tim
Hello.
Son. He's a event producer and he does live shows. And we have the man of the moment is Mr. Junaid Ahmed, who's going to talk to us about home studios, what what we can do, some really cool stuff. And here's a fun fact. So Junaid sells honey online in his online store. So do you have a Shopify store? No, not yet.
No, it's just a straight up WordPress WooCommerce.
You're still babies. So when you get big, then we're going to fling you onto Shopify.
You're funny.
Yeah, we don't need to be big to be on Shopify. But honey, so yes, for me the honey is the important part. That's the first thing I remembered, and I think, yes, he's doing something online. Oh yes, the home studio, and he's a UX designer. So he's an all round and the dad of four, but that we found out today. So anyway, Junaid, introduce yourself more about what you're doing. I'm just so excited about having you on.
Awesome. I'm super excited to be here, Veronica and Tim. Thanks for running the show, my friend. Super
Course.
excited to be here. I am a enthusiast, a technology enthusiast, a storyteller, a podcaster, a dad of three,
Yes.
beekeeper, cyclist. The list goes on, and you might be wondering, what are
What?
you doing, my
What?
man?
Yes, I know, right? I know.
But
Yes.
what's really cool is I love going into things. I'm almost like one of the shows that I was on. They were like, you're like the Renaissance man doing everything. And
Yes.
apparently, there's a new word for Renaissance man. It's called a polymath.
A polymath,
Yes, somebody who's a master of many things, a jack of all trades.
or a master of none.
Well, the funny thing is, yes, he's the master of none, but he's the jack of all trades, is a master of none, but it's better than being a master of one,
One. Exactly.
right?
I'm the same. So is a polymath a man or
It
can it be a woman?
it could be any person.
Okay. So I'm
It's
definitely a polymath as well.
gender neutral.
Yes, this new woman X thing is just blows my mind. Really, I can't just be a woman. Hello. So, so what we're going to talk about is specifically, since I'm the Shopify queen, I want to talk um, about getting your videos and creating your videos for your Shopify or for your store, for your e-commerce store, because so many e-commerce people do not do that. I mean, they
Mhm.
just think, well, they're not professional about it. But you can do so much if you do have. She's my daughter-in-law. Look, look, look. Yes. So you can do so much if you have a studio at home or in your retail store, wherever, with your products and with actually being in front of your customers. So, um, why do you need a home studio? Big question.
Why do you need a home studio? Just like we have our living room, our family room, our bedroom, our kitchen, our dining room, a studio serves a purpose similar to those. Because all of those rooms have designated tasks that we do, designated things that we do on a daily basis. I know, Veronica, you're on the boat, so I can't really say which room is which for you.
This is my home studio. This is my home
There's
studio.
your home
But
studio, right?
yeah, right.
So you're making use of your current spaces to be your home studio, to be your video place. It just makes it so much easier to step into this room. And you
Yes.
know exactly what you're doing. Like I have a workshop. When I go to the workshop, I know I have all my tools laid out.
Hmm.
I can pick up pieces of wood. I can pick up pieces of materials that I want put together. and it's a dedicated room. Just like we go to our living room, somebody
Yeah.
comes to our room, come to our house.
Yes.
That's the place we sit down. We have conversation, etc., etc. Our family room, you go hang out over there with the family. You watch TV, play games.
Yes.
So that's what the home studio. That's why you need a home studio, especially if you're selling online, especially if you're creating content, especially if you're in this online world, and this is where your main business is.
Yes. I agree with that because it is such a pain to set everything up. I've actually got mine on a little tray table that I can just fold, but I can fold everything up. And we'll talk about your little box thing that you guys are selling. And so I fold everything up and I put it away, but it's right there. I just put it up and I'm so used to doing it. So it's not really a big issue. And again, I'm on a boat and it is what it is what it is. But if you have a dedicated space, you can just, anytime you need to do something, you can just walk in and start. Because a lot of people don't even start because they don't have that space where they can do it, and they have to think about, oh, I have to put my camera on and my computer's not connecting, and obviously not a problem with a Mac, but my camera's not connecting, and you don't know the sound or any of this other stuff, and the light's too bright. Whatever. So I don't use lights. I just use whatever's around me.
Yeah.
But it is an actual deterrent for a lot of people not to go online. And I think it's, if you have an e-commerce store, you should be like QVC. Hey, buy this. You can have it for $5 cheaper. But it's true, right? It's true.
Absolutely true. And it's so important to have that place because now you don't have to think twice. Oh, did I charge the battery on my camera? Do I have my microphone set up?
Yes.
Do I have to charge the battery in my lights? Everything is set up. You spend a considerable amount of time. Now, my studio took me a good year to get it to where I want it to be. Right?
Yeah, but you have cool lighting in the background.
I know, but it took me a whole year to get here. Right?
True.
Before, I just had a singular light up here. That's all I had. My background wasn't lit properly. So if I tell, hey Siri, office time, this is what I looked like when I would come into my room and I'd turn the camera on. This is what I looked like.
That's so cool. Yes.
Right? So now when I'm here, I could just say, hey Siri, studio time, and Siri knows exactly what to do, turns the lights on, and I'm ready to go on camera.
That is so cool.
That is so cool. Okay. This is a lesson. How do we teach Siri to do this stuff? Right?
Well, yes. How do you teach Siri to do this stuff? Well, there are smart switches, smart power strips that you can connect all of your gear, all your lighting, all of the things that you want to turn on. Then you could program these scenes on HomeKit on your computer or on your phone. Hey, when I say this thing, turn on this scene. When I say this thing, turn on this scene.
Yes.
Like I can individually control my floodlight, my shelf lights, and my hair light. See, my hair is all shiny. Right, so I can turn off these lights individually because I've programmed them to create different types of looks, right?
So this makes is it an actual thing? Actual equipment, or is it just...
Yes, okay. It is an actual equipment. So these lights I've had for years, and I just plugged it into this power strip that you can individually, say, okay, this one I'm connecting a fan. So I can even connect a fan on one of the switches.
Yes.
Like it's too hot, let me turn the fan on. I don't have to get off my desk. I just turn it on, and it goes.
Look at what Stefan said in the comments. Hey Siri, set up studio like Junaid, please. Didn't work.
Siri started talking to me on my computer. Siri.
So I spent a ton of time in my home to make it HomeKit compatible. Oh. Okay. So my daughter's watching TV upstairs, and it's like, do you want me to stop the TV? because I
Oh,
could
no.
tell it to do that.
Yeah.
And then she'd be coming running over here. So yeah, it took me some time to set it all up, and I didn't know what all I needed. So
No,
I
exactly.
went through this journey of starting from scratch. I'm like, okay, this is my room. Where do I start with? And it took me a long time to tweak everything. But now, if you give me a room, if you give me a setup, within a couple of hours, I can figure out all the things that you need. Because now I have a list of all the equipment that you need. I have all the scenes that you can set up. I can, all of
Yes.
those things.
And sorry, Junaid, and it depends on the size as well, right? The
Of
size
course,
of the room.
absolutely. The size of the room.
Like I'm now way overlit here because I'm sitting right in front of my window, which I can actually darken. So I could put the blind down so I'm not so pale.
Yeah.
But it actually blends my freckles in, you see. So it's like I've got makeup on. But it's the size of the room, because a lot of times you've got to have a little bit of depth of field to actually make it look more natural, right?
Right. So that the depth of field comes from the different cameras that you use. Right. So webcam, there's limited functionality on a webcam. Now there are some smarter webcams that will like blur the background. It's not the same as a natural depth of field.
Yes. Okay.
Right. So that's the functionality of a lens.
So you don't really, you can go very expensive cameras. I just went for the Logitech 1080.
Right.
And so I sort of went in between, because I'm schlepping it with me all the time. I put it on the thing and I bounce it down, and it's in my little wee baggie.
It's ready to go.
And I'm ready to rock and roll, baby. And so I've only so you can use the expensive cameras if you have a complete setup, but I'm traveling, so I just have yes, exactly. I just have the 1080, and it's fine for what I'm doing. It's fine, right?
Exactly. What I tell people, okay, you can spend 10,000, you can spend 20,000 in your studio, but what you cannot buy is time in front of the camera. It's time in talking to yourself, and time to getting to tell your story. Like, that's much, much harder than spending the money. People are like, oh, what camera should I get? Oh, will this work? This right here will do the job.
Yes.
Smartphone will do the job, because it's powerful enough. What we want to do is practice in being in front of the camera, practice recording videos, practice turning it on.
Yes.
There's my wife's coach sent her this 2-minute exercise every day. For 2 minutes, just take your running shoes out. The next day, take your running shoes out, put them on.
I've done nothing yet.
Right. So the third day, put them on, walk to the garage. So you're building that habit. You're building that exercise. Just 2 minutes a day is all it takes. So now it's not as stressful. Oh my God, I got to do an hour-long stream on Amazon. How do I do this?
Yes.
Whew. It's never going to happen.
Yes, exactly. And so before I started I sat and everything was perfect, and did my hair, blah, 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 and sat down, and then it took me like 40 takes. It's like the whole day affair. And I thought, oh, bloody hell, I'm just going to go on now and just do it, right? But keeping that momentum going is important as well, because if you can't keep that consistently in front of your customers, that's why it's so important for e-commerce customers or clients to do, or owners to do it, because you can stay in front of your customers. And if you don't, then somebody else will. Yes. And this is one way I find that you can really stand out, because your customers or your potential customers actually get to know you, and they buy from somebody that they think they know and trust. So that's why it's also very, very important. So what about sound? Okay.
Absolutely. I love what you said. They know, they trust you, and they're going to buy from you.
Yeah.
So know, like, and trust. Well, how is anybody going to know you if you're not even showing up?
Yes, exactly.
We got to show up so they can know and like us.
Yes.
So, yes, some of the most important things that you want is you got to be able to. People's got to be here. People got to be here, be able to hear you.
Oh, yes.
Right. So you got to
yes.
have good sound.
What?
What are you saying? Your mic is on mute.
Yes, exactly. Yes,
Right?
exactly.
So if people can't hear you, my camera could be literally turned off. But if you can't, and if you can hear me, you're gonna stick around because, like, okay, this guy is talking, he's working through the stuff. You know, it's gonna come through. So let's say I just turn off all these lights. Like you're gonna still pay attention to what I'm saying because you can still hear me. Or like do this dramatic look, and
That is
right,
awesome.
you can still hear me. And I know Halloween's over, so you know.
I was gonna say, is that the Halloween look?
The Halloween look.
Yeah, no.
So they've got to be able to hear you. You got to have good audio. There's so many ways. You want to be as close to the source.
mic.
Yes, you want to bring the microphone as close to this audio source. Here's the audio source right here, guys. As possible, so people can hear. And what's cool in all of our platforms that we're using, for example, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, I think is getting there. They can take that audio and generate captions automatically.
Yes, I know. That's amazing.
Right? It's amazing.
That
And
is so...
if they can't hear you, if the system can't hear you, they won't be able to generate those captions.
Yes.
So there's a lot of cool things that you want. So you want to start with good lighting, good audio, practice, right?
Yeah.
Just keep marking those things off and show up.
And so I tend to use my whatever it's called, my Apple thing, because of interviewing people, and then you get the feedback. So I just stick to this. But
right.
I actually have a lavalier mic. Lavalier mic, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that I use when I do my own show.
Mm-hmm.
But I also bought this because it had this cool thing. It's a Rode, right?
Yep.
And I never use it because I have a problem with my sound on the boat, which is my air conditioner, which is very loud. So it's, you got to know what's around you to make sure that your sound actually works properly. Because if that noise was on too much, then it'll drown me out.
Right, exactly. So that thing that's on top of that microphone is called a dead cat.
A dead
because it looks like a dead cat.
I know. I was always wondering about that.
It's really good for outdoors. So if you're outdoors on the bow of the boat and there's a wind, so it's gonna stop the wind from catching the audio. Yes.
Yeah, that also doesn't work on the boat. When the wind howls, it howls around
It
here.
doesn't.
So I've tried everywhere. The lavalier I like because I can put it close to my mouth, and then it does deaden the sound or the outside sound as well.
Yeah.
And what about using your what are those earpod things?
AirPods are great to listen to audio, but the microphones on them are not set up for low latency, so then you can record audio and video. So there will be a latency difference. So my audio will be faster than the video. So Apple doesn't enable it. I know there are external microphones that you can purchase that work over Bluetooth because they've designed it so there's low latency, or there's that'll match the audio and the video.
Yes, that's interesting. I mean, as you said, you don't have to really do anything fancy. Start low key, and as the money starts rolling in, you can buy better equipment, right?
Yes.
And I mean, so if we talk, what other equipment? So tell me about that thing you have to switch.
Sure. So this is my little switcher called the A10 Mini. I can switch from multiple cameras. I can have up to 4 cameras connected to it. Here you'll see my 4th window on the bottom is, you can see myself, but that's my my teleprompter, so I can see on the screen what I see, and that way, when I'm looking at the video, when I'm looking at the browser
Yes.
window that we're in the StreamYard studio, it's on my fourth window. So when I'm looking at it, I can see you guys, and I'm also making eye contact. So later on,
Eye
I can-
contact.
eye contact, right? Because I'm talking to the people on the other side of the computer, and if you're not making eye contact, then they don't feel the connection. Because
Exactly.
as human beings, when we're talking to each other, we make that eye contact, you build that relationship. It's just amazing.
Yes. So what happens is what we automatically do, we look down at the screen on my computers, which
Yeah.
means that we're looking down. And
Right.
for ladies with wrinkles, it's not a good idea. So keep the chin up, babies. So, so you got to keep that chin up, everything stretched out, and the light has to be good for you. So
Yes.
anyway, but yes, so keeping that connection and looking into the camera. So what they tend to do as well is not looking into the camera on the phone. I've
Yeah.
just got a fancy thing here, and they tend to look either down, or the camera's right, watching up to their nostrils, right?
Yeah, you want the camera eye level, so you're looking straight ahead as you would when you're meeting people in person.
Exactly.
Now, what's funny is that I've been recording videos on the different platforms, and I met one of my friends in person after like 3 years of knowing him and talking to him and creating videos together. And he's like, Junaid, you're much taller than I imagined.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Junaid,
Yes.
what kind of teleprompter do you have?
So I have a 12 and a half inch, I think it's a 12 and a half inch or 15-inch teleprompter. So I haven't measured. Let's see, I've got a ruler right here, but this is a 15-inch. I think this is a 15-inch glass, or yeah, 15-inch or 12-inch glass, and then I have a 10-inch LCD monitor up here that then reflects and mirrors what I'm seeing. So
This is my teleprompter. Notes. Well, sticky notes.
So here is the teleprompter.
Oh yeah.
And then here's my screen, and everything that I see, you see in here.
Oh, cool.
Very cool.
Very.
So when do you use the teleprompter, Junaid?
I'm using the teleprompter right now.
Right now you are.
I am.
So why?
Because that's what enables me to make eye contact when I'm talking to you.
Oh.
Because you can see
I can see
this up there.
So when you
Yes.
see, so let me show you what I see on here. If I open
That makes
another window,
sense.
this is what I see on my window.
Yes.
All right, so this is just a browser. So if I look at this is the StreamYard browser, so it's duplicating itself because that's the feed I'm sending back into it.
Mhm.
Okay.
So this is my teleprompter screen. So I bring up my Safari or whichever window that I want to do the video conference call, or even my Zoom window goes up here. So anytime I'm having a
Wow.
Zoom conversation, the
Yes.
Zoom window goes up here.
So
It's like an extended monitor. Yeah.
So I stick my little note at the top against the top of my screen,
Yes.
so I can look
You
up.
can have close. Yeah.
Exactly. So you got to work with whatever you have. But
Exactly, and that's how I
yeah.
had it. I had my camera right up above my monitor, so then I would just look at the lens when I'm having a conversation, look down real quick, look up. So I practiced and I got good at looking in straight ahead. So even if I
Yes.
have this turned off, I'm still gonna look straight ahead because I've practiced so much.
Okay, I know you have to leave us soon because you've got another meeting coming up, right? So tell us quickly. I know you've just launching your course. I'm very excited about it. What is the course about?
So the course is called Home Studio Mastery. It helps folks, whoever is looking to set up their own home studio. I walk them through, all the things that you need to worry about in your studio, what it takes, and, help you get set up. So you get a list of equipment, you get a list of the room layout and everything, and go from there.
Brilliant. Yeah, because we always need that little bit of help of, hey, so I've got all these little things that I bought that nothing fits together, so it's all stuffed into a cupboard now, right? Okay, so this is very exciting. So we're going to put the link. There it is. There's
The
the
link is right here. Yeah.
Right.
Thank you.
So if you want to join or connect with Junaid, homestudiomastery.com, you can also connect with him, and he will get in a consultation with you to help you set up your home studio. And here's the thing, guys, he is an e-commerce store owner as well, so he understands our problems, and he can help you with that as well. Since he sells honey, I still haven't ordered my honey. I need to order my honey. I'm running out. So honey you can get at rawhoney.com.
Sweetrawhoney.com.
I knew it was something about raw. Sweetrawhoney.com. My favorite thing to go on my bread, my honey.
Nice.
I eat honey every single day. It's so good for you. Okay. So I don't know if you want to bug out, but I really, really appreciate you popping in and telling us all about the home studio, because and I'm very honored that you actually took some time out of your busy day to come and chat to us. So folks, just go and talk to him. Yes.
Thank you so much, Veronica. I appreciate it. This was awesome. I love talking about my studio and helping anyone who's looking for help to set up their places.
Absolutely. And we'll have you back on again. Believe me, we've got more questions. Awesome. So we only talked about half of them.
I know. We went through the whole list of things. And what's beautiful about video is that it is the number one way for you to get in front of your audience.
Absolutely. That's the lesson. That right there. You've got to be in front of your audience. Whether you services or products or whatever, just get it done. Yes.
Yep.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you, Junaid.
Bye, guys. Bye. Oh, so yes.
That was amazing.
I know. So I will post one of they selling like a box of equipment that you can travel with, and it's like flight. It won't get squashed. It's like normal photographers and videographers that are professional travel with this. They've set up a whole home studio in a box. And,
wow.
And I think they're only launching it in December. So I will put a link in this because he sent me a link. And and that's where, and it was fascinating because his partner did a whole thing about, what to use. He had a lavalier on and he was walking around. And the camera and the arms and the little table pulled out. And it was absolutely awesome. So I will put a link for that in as well.
Awesome.
I know, right? I know.
Yeah. I used to use a lavalier mic with a client of mine. I have a client that's a septic company, and I would do videos out at their location, and I would bring out my lavalier mic and all sorts of equipment to lavalier mics are good. You could even, like, if you were doing an interview, you could get double lavalier mics for each person.
And he actually had a wireless one. So
wireless.
Yes. So he would put the mic on his. So he had
wireless.
Two wireless. Yes.
Yes.
Two wireless mics. So don't laugh.
Yes.
So he put one on, and then you said you charge one, so you could just exchange it as you're walking around doing all this stuff. I thought it was absolutely awesome. But that I'm building my home studio, hopefully in the front as soon as Roy's finished fixing things up there. I'm going to have one up there because it's also a little bit insulated. So the sound, the sound will help, especially if I want to use my dead cat.
Yeah, I have this microphone. It's called the Q2 Samson.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
The Samson Q2U.
Oh, yeah?
It's only like $70. I have it on a...
Are you using it now?
Yeah, it's this one right here. Hello.
Oh, it's amazing. Hello.
And I have the, I don't know if I can tilt this right, but it has a boom arm.
Yes. Oh, yes, I can see a little bit, yeah.
Because you have to put it kind of close to your face so the audio is good with this mic. You don't, some people don't like to have the mic in their picture, and they would use a different kind of mic that could be not in the video.
Yes.
But I use that one. Yeah.
Yeah. I need to actually test although I have. So what I do is I have this super secret group on Facebook that before I do a super secret, it's only me and my sister, and
that's very super secret.
Very super secret, and she's forced to watch my takes. So what I do is I actually test before I go online. I test to see if I can hear myself, because I've had a couple of one. I've had one where I went on for the whole half an hour and nobody listened. Nobody could hear me.
They couldn't hear you.
Yes. So and then so I normally I test the light as well, so it's overwhelmingly bright, and then I I just make sure everything's okay, and then I go live. Easy on that mic.
Yeah, he has that one too. Jim Fuse has this one too. I think
really? A lot of people do. Yes.
Jim heard of it through Ross Brand.
Oh, okay.
And then Jim got it, and then I got it, and then Stefan got it, and then Andrew Kavanaugh has it also, I think now. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I mean, I haven't used this in ages, and I can actually put in a thing in here and here.
Mm-hmm.
I have to test it. I just go online right now. It's just like, pitch up and get on with it, right?
That's right.
So,
that's right.
Yeah. Absolutely.
This has been
Anybody
amazing.
has any questions? And so my daughter-in-law, now we have to talk about my book, right? My daughter-in-law pitched up, and she is my co-author in my, there we go.
Are you trying to point? Can you point at the book?
I'm trying.
Over, you have to point down. Your book's over.
There we go. Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah, so we co-authored a planner, e-commerce planner, and it is where is it? It's lying right there. It is amazing because we got together, and you have everything in there that you need. You just have to fill it in. That's exactly what my clients were asking me is, give me a plan, Veronica. And I go, just listen to me. And they said, give me a plan. And this is what happened is we actually got a plan of what you need to do every single day to move your website forward, to move your store forward further, right? And also on a monthly basis, what you need to put out there and advice about videos and images. So just check everything off. Done that. And so that's why it's so special. Anyway, it's available on Amazon, but you can go onto my website as well and get it. And then I ordered on Amazon because Amazon's my printer.
There you go.
Amazon has to be good for something, right?
Yes.
Anyway, so tell everybody what you're doing lately. You're doing something lately as well. You've got a course going?
Oh, me. I don't have a course going on right now, but I am working on, I have a new show coming up. I have a new show coming up starting November 9th.
Yes.
Called Showing Up, Perspectives on Cancer. I'll be co-hosting it with Kara Ulker, and it's going to be every Tuesday at 8 o'clock at night. And the first show, we're going to introduce the show. The second show, Kara is going to interview me. The third show, I'm going to interview Kara. And we're looking for guests for our show. Wow. You could be a cancer survivor, a family member, an author. We're really interested in hearing personal journeys with cancer, especially.
Yes. Okay. So anybody that's been, and so the bad news I've had recently is that my cousin doesn't have a lot of time. She's got stomach cancer, and so they said 4 to 6 months, and now she's got maybe not even weeks. So so I'm sending her little videos, Veronica. Little voice messages, because her daughter goes and visits her all the time. It is what it is, and we thought she's going to recover, but she is not.
Sending love to her and to you.
Thank you,
and all of you.
Yes. So and as I always say, I've lost a couple of friends this year, and I celebrate their lives. So I'm going through lots of memories of, what we did together. We grew up together, and all the things we got up to. So that's also good. So hug somebody today. Don't delay.
Let's hug,
right?
Veronica. Let's hug.
Hug.
No, other way. Hug.
Yes. Connect with somebody, that friend that
Yes.
you haven't talked to in a long time, right? We tend to have no
Yes.
time. So yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go. I have another. I've actually got a master class right now, and I'm going to be late.
Ooh. Oh, you better
So
go then.
yes, I know. Yes, we accommodated Junaid because he is actually working.
Yes.
He's actually working, real work. So
Yes.
not
Real work
having
is
fun like us.
good. Yes. Well, thank you. Thank
Okay.
you everyone for
Yes.
tuning in, whether you're
Yes,
live or on the
absolutely.
replay.
Yes.
We love you.
And any questions, I'm sure we can pop them into Junaid. I will bring him back in again. So because I think that was
He's so good.
very interesting, and we only had him for like half an hour, and that wasn't long enough. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Bye.
Thank you.